So, I don't know where my mic went. I'll find it at some point this week, but because it always, yeah, I have no idea where it went. And then I decided I didn't want to use my chair today, so yes, I am standing. So yeah, sorry for the bad audio, and I just didn't want to use my chair because I didn't feel like pulling it out because it's stuck at my desk. So this week, I'm doing The Fault in Our Stars. I'm going to tell you about its amazingness. That wasn't awkward at all, was it? So, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green has, ever since I read it, has been like my favorite book ever. As the novel itself, I have a favorite series and a favorite novel, and this is my favorite novel by itself. And I'll tell you about it once I read some of the stuff, like my summary, and then like all the other stuff. And then I wrote a Google review for this, actually, and I'll read that to you. It's not the best, and some parts in it you won't get unless you read it, and also in my summary, if you read it, you'll understand. Because I like having little random things from the book. And as you know, I have this, yes, I did put the pin boards up there now, but I had a quote that says, "That's the thing about pain, it demands to be felt." And that is from here, and it is from a fictional book within the book. And Augustus references it, and it's just been one of my favorite quotes from it. And I've also come up with like the fact that yes, pain does demand to be felt, but sometimes it's worth feeling. So I'm going to pull my laptop out of the void to read you my summary I wrote, which I feel like this is one of the best summaries I've ever written. Not gonna lie. Hazel Grace Lancaster is a 17-year-old with a cancer that makes it hard for her to breathe. Her mother makes her go to a cancer support group because she thinks it would be good for her. There, Hazel meets Augustus Waters, a cute and funny boy her age who has a knack for metaphors. They fell in love the way you fall asleep, slowly, then all at once. So, rating-wise, this is a 10 out of 10 book. It is a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely a 10 out of 10. No doubt, 10 out of 10, because it is amazing. And I've been trying to get some more of John Green's books because a lot of them are romance-based, and they've got these feelings to them that I love in a book, and it's metaphors and real-life scenarios, but not seeing things quite the way they are. And I really love that, and I didn't know that was how I thought until I read this book, which I will read the thing. And so, duh, this is a romance. It is absolutely a romance. It is the best thing ever. I cried forever. So I am going to read the Google review I put out there. I don't know if anybody's actually seen it because I've never been able to find it again after I posted it. But I took a picture of it and when I wrote it up there, and I'm going to read it to you. I finished this book. I finished it at midnight on September 10th, 2020. I cried. I cried so much I couldn't breathe. I cried for the last 2 to 3 hours of reading this book, which is chapter 16 till the end. But does it really matter that I cried? I cried over fictional characters, which will one day be forgotten. Like I will one day be, because oblivion is inevitable. So did it really matter? And I guess the only reason I'm allowed to cry for these characters is because they made me realize something. The way they think, the way they talk, is the same way I think and talk. Making jokes even when in pain, but also never seeing things the way they just are. I mean, you can look at something and see it the way it is, or you can look at the same thing and see the meaning behind it, what it represents. So again, I cried. But this was just one amazing little infinity I want to never forget. there's a lot of things in there that is like, you would know, you would get it if you read the book. And the book is amazing. And I'm serious, I cried. So the book is, okay, so it's 25 chapters long, and I said I cried from like chapter 16 after, and so I cried for about 10 chapters, and yeah, that's probably between 2 and 3 hours, and I'm serious, I was crying the entire time. I mean, sometimes they would make a joke and I'd laugh, but I was crying the entire time, and I finished it.
Okay, so, hey. So, basically, I don't really mean to scare you off from the book by saying I cried. It's just, it makes the book better. Having the emotion makes the book better, and so I don't want to scare you off by saying I cried, because crying is not bad, and you don't have to admit to it like I did, but it is indeed a great book, and I really hope you actually read it. I'm not trying to scare you off by saying I cried. I'm really sorry I keep repeating, but that's the truth.
I think I finished this book between 3 and 4 days, and so that's less than a week, so yeah, that would make sense for the thing. And I keep saying less than a week because that I told y'all that that's what I've been trying to do is less than a week, but I've been reading The Son of Neptune for like 3 weeks now, so shut up. I guess I'm just, yeah. Well, it's because I have like some other thing I was working on, and then I'm doing this. I'm editing every Wednesday night instead of reading. But I mean, I should be done with it. I should have been done with it a long time ago. I'm just being slow, I guess. So yes, this book is 25 chapters long, 313 pages, and it is amazing. I cannot tell you anymore. It is amazing. And you've probably heard about it a lot because it's got a movie, and the movie is really good. I watched the movie first, which I think was a mistake, but this was definitely better. But the movie wasn't actually too bad. The movie was actually pretty perfect. I know they had to cut out certain things because it needed the movie to be smaller, and if they didn't cut out things, the movie would be really, really long. So I understand that. And what they cut out, I'm not saying it's not important, but it did help with the storyline in the book, but in the movie, they did like switch things around, so it was different. Why are my sleeves uneven? What is going on here? But I just wish they had put some certain things in there because they had talked about some other things that you will learn if you read the book, because this book is amazing and you can get it pretty cheap. I get all my books from Second and Charles at this point. Sometimes people give me books, sometimes I get them from Second and Charles. My mom has gotten some from Ollie's. And I really, really love this book. I cannot express this enough. I will not stop saying it because it is amazing. Okay, so the bookmark I made for this, it doesn't look good, but the point, it makes sense. So it's called The Fault in Our Stars. Well, a fault is an imperfection. So I drew a whole bunch of stars, or painted them, whatever. But each one has a problem. Like a missing piece. Or they all look wonky because I can't do stars. I don't know why, but I have a problem with stars. They're all a little wonky, and they all have a missing piece. Or this one is a little scribbled over with a different shade of yellow, but you can still see it, but it's still messed up. And so that was my point in it. You get the point, but it just doesn't look too great. But yeah, that's the bookmark, and I'm really trying to get some more of John Green's books. I want An Abundance of Catherines, Looking for Alaska, Paper Towns. I want to get the Will Grayson book that he co-wrote with somebody else that I totally forgot his name. I'm sorry. I think his last name's like Leviathan or something like that. And I want to get that, and I know there's like one more that I'm totally forgetting. I'm pretty sure because I always forget one. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I'll figure it out after the video, and I'm like, you idiot. But I want to get some more of these books, but I just haven't gotten them yet because I have other books I have to get first. Like, I've been working on getting all of Rick Riordan stuff, which you probably can't see it, but up here is some more Rick Riordan. I got 4 more Rick Riordan stuff yesterday. I got first 2 Magnus Chase, first 2 of the Chronicles of Cain, and then I moved the Mark of Athena and the Greek Heroes and Greek Gods stories that were down here. So the Mark of Athena and Greek Heroes and Greek Gods were over here. But I moved them up there, and I put these over here. And so I've reviewed all these, but this one is something I read in Battle of the Books that I found in Second and Charles yesterday. This is like one of my favorite books that were on the Battle of the Books last year. And so, yeah. So they're just over here with Percy Jackson as Dragon Protector. But I really hope that some people, like whoever's watching, could read this, because I'm telling you, it is amazing. And I really say you should read the book first and then watch the movie. But it's not like terrible. The movie isn't terrible, okay? It is actually pretty good, and I like cried for that too, even though I watched it before I read the book. It is amazing. I won't say the movie is terrible because it's not, because they did take things out, but it's not like so terrible like they did with the Percy Jackson movies, because that was and then for those movies, I won't cry. When I get to those, I have 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Starting from when I'm recording this, the 2 more weeks of the other books I have, before I get to that. And just warning you, I will be sobbing probably the entire time. And I have no way to fix that, because I will cry. So sorry. I will cry every time I try to record. So, yeah. But I guess that is all I have for The Fault in Our Stars for you, and I really hope you can read it, because it is amazing, and I love the little things here and there. And there's one page in there that I really I use it sometimes, because they're talking about something. They're talking about food. I really love quoting the book, and I've been quoting it for months now, every little thing, and I love pulling out little random quotes from things that you wouldn't even know it was from there, and I'm the only one who would. So, yeah. But thank you for watching, and I really hope you read this. I will not stop saying it. I will not stop saying I love the book. I will not stop asking you to read it, because you really do. And I was really excited to record this video. So, I guess, fly you high, Overlanders.
Okay, so hey again. I totally forgot to mention that the copy of the book that I have is actually a signed copy. I don't know how I forgot to mention it, but what was really interesting about it is I actually expected it to be a lot more expensive than it was when it was in the store, but it was actually just as inexpensive as the other Fault in Our Stars copies that were not signed. And I don't know why, I just felt like it would be worth more for it being signed. I have no idea. But, yeah. Anyway. Bye!